Hi all. Let's solve this problem. So, if you read the statement of this problem, check if bitwise or has a trailing zeros. So, in other words, the description of the problem is nothing but you are given an array of positive integers, nums, and then it is asking that you have to check if possible to select two or more elements, means minimum two elements should be there in that array such that the bitwise OR of the elements has at least one trailing zero. So it is asking that just perform the OR operation on any two numbers, minimum two numbers, and after performing the OR operation, the resultant should have the trailing zero. So just point to note is that which number has the trailing zero in the binary. So if takes a example n is equal to let's say 5. So it is nothing but 101 in the binary. So trailing bit is 1 here. If you take example n is equal to 4, this is nothing but 100. So trailing is 0 here. So this is a simple properties of a even number. If there is a even number, so trailing bit will be 0 always. Trailing bit will be 0. This is a property of a even number. And if it is an odd number, trailing bit will be always 1. So we have to find out if you perform any even if you perform any or operation on any two number, zeros would be trailing. So it's simple that if you perform with let's say odd number and even number and or operation, so the trailing will be not be zero. For example, if let's say if you want to perform or operation on 5 or 4, so the trailing will not be zero because 1 and 0 will be 1 in the OR and remaining will be, let's say, as it is. So it's clear that you must need to perform the even, you must need to perform OR operation on both side even number. So if you are going to perform odd OR operation on odd and even number, it will be always 1 in the trailing, which is the odd. So the simple is that you must need to perform the OR operation on even and even. So you must need to perform even or operation even. So this problem statement is now, we can simply say that find out the total number of, find out total number of, or leave about total, at least find out even number, even number in a list. Find out, maybe we can say that at least two number, because we just need to return that if at least two number is there, then you just return true or false. So if you see the example, if in this example, why it's a true as output, because there are two even numbers, 2 and 4. So if resultant, if you perform our operation on these two, the resultant will be trailing with 0. So this is a true. In this case also, there are so many even numbers. So minimum two numbers, if you perform the OR operation, resultant will be 0 in the trailing. That's why it's saying true. If you see the third example, which is nothing but the false case. So here there are no two even number. So that's why the resultant will be always, if you perform OR operation any two number, resultant will be always 1 at the end side. And that's why it's a false. So this question is turning out to be nothing but find out the even number find out at least two even number, at least two even number. I mean, if there are at least two even numbers in a list, simply you return true, else false. So we can simply code it. Let's see how we can do that. So jump to the coding part now. Okay. So what we have to do, just maybe we can have a count variable, and initially we can have a zero. And simply we can iterate through this array because it's a list. And in the Go, we can iterate through, there are so many examples. I mean, there are so many ways. So this is one way we can perform. We can do the range on these nums, but it is there as a list. And just check if num modular 2 equal to 0 means it will give the, if num is a even number or not. Then count plus plus. And simply if count greater equal than 2, simply return true, else return false. So if count 0 will not come, so count will be 0, and after end of this number, it will be false. If there are more even numbers, so this count will be increased, and if it is greater than 2, it's coming, it will return a true. Just run it. So as you can see that all test cases are passed. So that's it for this question. The main thing was that we need to find out the overall positive even numbers in that list of in this list. Okay. Thank you.